Hello and welcome back to another lecture from organic chemistry. In this lecture, I'm going to go through degree of unsaturation, or you can call it hydrogen deficiency index. Whenever you are trying to use IR mass or NMR techniques to identify an unknown sample, and in many cases, they will give you a formula, but then you have to guess what's the structure of it. And the first thing that you should do, you need to figure whether you are dealing with a saturated compound or not. If it's not saturated, then ask yourself, how many pi bonds, double bond, triple bond, or maybe ring I have inside the system, because that's going to help me to find the final structure. Now, if your system happen to be completely saturated, in that case, you don't have a pi bond, so I can say number of pi bonds will be equal to 0. And there will be also no ring. But if you are dealing with a double or triple bond, in that case, for sure, you will have a pi bond. The first one, again, is sigma, so that's going to be a pi. I have 1 sigma, 1 pi, and in this case, I have 1 sigma, and the second, third bonds are pi bonds. Now, let's talk about their molecular formula. So we started with C5H10, okay? So I go, here we go, C5H10, okay? This one, forgive me, H actually 12, okay? C5H12. Okay. This formula is following the CnH2n plus 2, which is the alkane formula. Everything will be saturated, so nothing has a double bond. Okay. Next thing is the structure. As we mentioned, we have 5 carbons, and all bonds are single bonds. Now, let's compare this one with such a structure. You can put the double bond wherever you want. So let's say we decided to put the double bond here. Okay, between first and second carbon. Now let's write the formula for it. Did we change number of carbon? No, still we have 5 carbons. How about hydrogen? We used to have 12. Now we have only 10. Okay, and now I'm going to compare this formula with the starting compound. The starting compound is C5H12. So if I subtract them, that's going to give me here 12 hydrogen minus 10 hydrogen. That one, it will give me technically 2 hydrogens. So I'm dealing with 2 hydrogens. And remember, hydrogen gas comes as H2. So this like a compound, a new compound, which is pentene, is missing 2 hydrogen, okay, 2 hydrogen atoms. But we know in order to turn this compound to the original one, to the pentane, we need to add hydrogen gas to it as H2. So I'm going to summarize whatever I said. I'm missing 2 hydrogens. And the 2 hydrogens, I can write them as 1 mole of hydrogen gas, okay? Hydrogen gas. And that in this case, we say the hydrogen deficiency index. Hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 1, okay? Equal to 1 mole of hydrogen gas, which is equal to 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, so I'm going to say here atoms. And let's move to another structure. Next structure, we have this one. We're going to add triple bond. I'm going to add the triple bond here. In this case, I have 2 pi bonds. And in order to get 1 pi bond, we had to subtract 2 hydrogen. Now that I made 2 pi bonds, that means I subtracted 4 hydrogen from the starting compound. Okay, the formula here is going to be C5. How about hydrogen? Okay, from the starting point, the starting one, we removed 4 hydrogen, so we're going to have 8 hydrogen. Again, we started with 12 hydrogen. We have only 8 now, so I'm dealing with here 4 hydrogen that they are missing. Okay, and those 4 hydrogens, I can write them as 2 moles. 2 moles of H2 gas. So what's going to be the hydrogen deficiency index? Is equal to number of mole of hydrogen gas, and that's going to be equal to 2. Okay. And now let's talk about here. What will happen if we are dealing with a ring? Okay, there is no pi bond, just a ring. Okay, and here an example. This molecule again is pentane, C5H12. Okay, I'm going to make pentane molecule. This time I will make cyclopentane. This is cyclopentane. The formula for it is C5. Number of hydrogen, only 10. So I'm missing 2 hydrogen technically. This one, it will be cyclopentane. The top one is pentane. Okay, so I'm missing 2 hydrogen. I go 12 hydrogen minus 10 hydrogen. 2 are missing. And that's going to be equal to 1 mole of H2. So what's going to be the hydrogen deficiency index? Hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 1. Okay, so from now, per 1 pi bond, hydrogen deficiency index is going to be 1. And per 1 ring, okay, per 1 ring, again, hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 1. So go and count number of pi bonds plus number of the rings that you see. Okay, and I'm going to practice some example for you. Okay, and what will happen if we have other elements like instead of carbon, hydrogen? Let's say we have a halogen, or we have, for example, oxygen and nitrogen. What's going to happen? And if you have halogen, then just simply ignore it and treat it as hydrogen. So I have chloride here. That chloride I can treat it as hydrogen, and that's not going to change the number of technical. Sorry, not going to change the hydrogen deficiency system index. And I have 2 carbons, so I go 2 carbons, and I'm supposed to have 2n plus 2. Okay, 2n plus 2 hydrogen. And if you treat this one, let's say n, and you say 2 multiply 2 plus 2, that's going to give you 6 hydrogen. So I got C2H6. Do I see 6 hydrogen? If you treat the chloride as a hydrogen, yes, we have 6 hydrogen. So what's going to be the hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 0. That means no pi bond or a ring. Okay, so this system is completely saturated. And how about OH? If you have OH, OH also is not going to change the hydrogen deficiency index because OH, as you see, got inserted between carbon and hydrogen. Yeah, we did not replace hydrogen atoms by oxygen and through, like, say, double bond, and just simply I inserted oxygen between them. So technically we did oxidation, and still we have 6 hydrogens there. So I go hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 0. Okay. Now, what will happen if I'm dealing with nitrogen? If there is a nitrogen, nitrogen is going to bring hydrogen with it. So how about this? Subtract technically 1 hydrogen per nitrogen, and that's going to fix that problem. In this case, because I have 2 carbons, I'm supposed to have 6 hydrogen. So let's count number of hydrogen. The formula, it says C2H. I have 5 plus 2, 7, and 1 nitrogen. Okay, 1 nitrogen. So this system has 1 extra, 1 extra technically hydrogen. And again, because I have 1 nitrogen, I'm going to take 1 hydrogen out of the system per nitrogen, and that's going to leave me with C2H6. So I can say this system is saturated, and hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 0. You can use this formula to calculate the hydrogen deficiency index, and I'm going to practice some example for you. Okay, and in this case, we have a molecule that says C7H17, and clearly we have nitrogen, and nitrogen is going to bring at least 1 hydrogen here. In this case, 1 hydrogen extra with it. And the thing that you're going to ask yourself, do I see a pi bond? Do I see a pi bond? No. Do I see a ring? Answer again, no. So the hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 0 because you don't have a pi or ring. But let's practice this formula. It says half of hydrogen deficiency index is going to be half of number of carbons plus 2 plus, next it says nitrogen, okay, minus hydrogen minus X, or the halogen atom. Okay, I got hydrogen deficiency index equal to half of how many carbon I have. I have 7 of them, so 2 multiply 7 plus, now plus 2. How many nitrogen? I have 1 nitrogen. How many hydrogens there? I see 17 of them. How many chlorine? Okay, do we have a chlorine? No, there is no chlorine or halogen atom, so it's a minus 0. Okay, that's going to give me a hydrogen deficiency index equal to half of, okay, I have 14, 3, that's going to be 17. Okay, 17 minus 17. 17 minus 17 is going to be 0. Divided by 2, it will be 0. So the hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 0 because I don't have any pi bond or a ring. Okay. Let's keep practicing hydrogen deficiency index. I have hexane completely saturated, so no pi bond, no double bond, no ring. So no ring, no pi bonds. Hydrogen deficiency index, it will be equal to 0. Cyclohexane, I have 1 ring, but no pi bond. So hydrogen deficiency is going to be equal to 1. This one, I see a 1 ring and 1 pi bond. So that's going to be equal to 2. And how about the benzene? Benzene is a ring. So 1 ring. And I see 3 pi bonds. And 1 plus 3, that's going to give me 4. And okay, we have 2 more examples. Okay, the first one, I see a ring, nitrogen, chlorine, and also a carbonyl. Okay, if I use the formula, then I can clearly say, let's say we have 4 pi bonds. Okay, so I see 4 pi bonds and 1 ring. That's going to give me a hydrogen deficiency index equal to 5. Okay, let's practice the formula. So I got this one equal to 5. I got half of how many carbons? We have 8 of them plus 2 plus nitrogen. We have 1 of them. How about hydrogen? Hydrogen, we have, let's see. So yeah, hydrogen, we have 8 of them. And how about chlorine? We have 1. Okay, so 1, it will cancel 1. Okay, what else? We have 16 plus 2, that's going to be 18, minus 8 is going to leave me with 10. 10 divided by 2, it will be 5. And yes, we got it equal to 5. Okay. How about this system? I have two rings that they got fused to each other. Okay. What's going to be the hydrogen deficiency system? Again, I said go after number of pi bonds plus the number of the rings. And I'm going to show you the rings. Okay. One ring, we can treat this one as one ring. And the second ring, I can go say there's this one, it can form me the second ring. Or you can actually go to the left side, and that's completely fine. So I have two rings. That means the hydrogen deficiency index is going to be equal to 2. And this is going to be end of this lecture, and thank you very much.